Our holiness envelops everything we see. Our holiness blesses the world. There is nothing my and your holiness cannot do. Our holiness is our salvation, and me and you are blessed as sons of God. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 58 of A Course in Miracles, and today we are going to be reviewing ideas 36 through 40 and strengthening these ideas in our mind so that way we can use them whenever we fall asleep to who we really are, and we wake up and we return back to our natural state of being. This is where all the fun's at. This is where all our power is. Me and you, like you just heard right here, have superpowers. We bless the world, and we are unable to bless, we are unable to receive blessings, and we are unable to do anything worthwhile while we are asleep to that power. And it's happening 24/7 beneath our eyes. We cannot see it, but whenever we're aware of it, then can we consciously exercise that power and deliberately focus that attention in the direction of our choosing and have things come about just like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you got the book, you already know what to do. No book yet, the PDF is in the description, and let's go ahead and begin. 36. My holiness envelops everything I see. From my holiness does the perception of all of the real world come. Having forgiven, I no longer see myself as guilty. I can accept the innocence that is the truth about me. Seen through understanding eyes, the holiness of the world is all I see, for I can picture only the thoughts I hold about myself. This is beautiful. Like we say pretty much every single day, this whole world that we see, everything we see is neutral. This is neutral. This body that you see right here is neutral. These glasses are neutral. Your worst enemy is neutral because they are not the body. They are something that you cannot see with the physical eyes, which is who you really are, which is love and light. Now, this whole entire world, everything we see with our physical eyes is temporary, but the intention and ideas and energy behind everything we see is reflecting back to us what we think about ourselves. And again, depending on where somebody is in relationship to this information, this may sound very conceptual, but whenever you begin to become aware of truth and what's really happening, and you begin to consciously exhibit that power and direct it and focus upon it and exercise it, you will see that this is exactly what's happening. And you will see that whenever you release all the guilt about yourself, whenever you forgive yourself for everything that you think you've done wrong or you could have done better, or you forgive someone out there who has done you wrong in the past, you free yourself from the chains that you put upon yourself. I free myself by forgiving everyone and everything, and now I can picture a beautifully clear world reflecting back to me my thoughts about myself. So if anyone is ever confused about what their inner world looks like, just take a look outside of you and picture what type of world do you see. Do you see a worry world, or a doubtful world, a lackful world? Do you see fear in that individual over there? Do you see hate in that individual over there? Do you see jealousy and envy in that individual over there? Any signs of those are reflecting back to you something that you gave to it first, meaning those are really things that me and you are harboring within us, images that we have made within us, and we project them outward, because if we were not able to project them outward, we wouldn't see them at all. Meaning, if we are seeing something out there, we must have gave it that first. And if we have no envy or jealousy or worry or doubt or fear, we have none of that to give. Meaning, if I don't have none of those things, I can't give it to that person. Therefore, I won't see it in them. I will see them for who they really are. So just remember that one more time. For I can picture only the thoughts I hold about myself in this world. 37. My holiness blesses the world. The perception of my holiness does not bless me alone. Everyone and everything I see in its light shares in the joy it brings to me. There is nothing that is apart from this joy, because there is nothing that does not share my holiness. As I recognize my holiness, so does the holiness of the world shine forth for everyone to see. Me and you being in this enlightened state of mind right now is positively affecting every single person around us, and even those that may not appear around us, those who may appear thousands of miles away are being affected by me and you. It's just like the butterfly effect. Butterfly flying around the Amazon rainforest is affecting something that's 2,000 miles away. And if that butterfly wasn't there, things that appear further away, like that 2,000 miles, whatever's occurring over there, would be altered and changed because of that butterfly not being there. That's why it's called the butterfly effect. Same thing with me and you. You are a valuable individual. You are love, you are light, and all of those wrong perceptions you hold about yourself, that you may have done wrong in the past, or you should have done this better, or should have said this better to someone before you no longer seen them again, or whatever the case may be. All those false perceptions you hold about yourself are blocking you from perceiving your light that you are blocking you from being aware of the light that you are. And when you're unaware of the light that you are, one, you're not able to see it in anyone else. You're not going to see it in this world. So you're going to see a world other than light. You're going to see a meaningless world, or whatever forms that fear may take. You will see that in the world. And two, you will not be able to tune that light up more. So because you're not aware of the light that you are, because you haven't forgiven yourself yet, and you still feel guilty because of something you've done in the past, and your mind is preoccupied with past thoughts, you are unable to control where your attention is going. You're unable to control where your awareness is going. Therefore, it's kind of taking on this repetitive cycle of its own. Therefore, you're not able to control the dial to shine that light brighter. But whenever we are in the state of mind and we are healed, and our perception is healed, and we are free within internally, then that light is something that we are aware of. That is who we are. And some people are even doing this, by the way, unknowingly, where they are free within and they don't even know that they are love and light, and they don't know what me and you have been discussing, but it's just an internal knowingness where they are free. They have no judgments towards anyone else or themselves, and you see their light shining through. And being aware of that, you're able to dial that up a lot more, so that way you could shine more light on the world. And the benefit of that is that everyone gets benefited by being around you, by being in your presence, by just thinking the thought about you. They are going to improve the quality of their life. That's how much power you hold. That's how much power I hold. But when we're unaware of how to deliberately exercise that power and ability of ours, we are not going to be as clear in our conscious as we could. Meaning, if we're holding on to old habits and programs of fear-based thinking, then we are not being as free as we could be. We're not allowing ourselves to be the fullest that we could be in any single given moment in time. But whenever we consciously direct where our attention is going in this world, and we direct it and focus that energy, you literally have superpowers. And we're not going to talk about that yet, because we're only not even halfway done with the lessons of A Course in Miracles. But after we unlearn all the junk of this world, and then we reinsert all the truth and remember everything that we forgot, only then can we know who we really are. Only then can we discuss the powers that we have, if you will, and how to actually deliberately emit those outward. So for now, let's just discuss the basics, but let's just be made aware of what knowing the basics is going to lead to, which is this massive amount of power that you must be aware of in order to direct it and use it, because it's so grand, you can't use it if you're not aware of it, because you would not know what to do with it. It's happening right now. You are powerful. You are more powerful than you may think or be aware of. And me and you together in each other's presence doing these lessons are being reminded of the power that we hold. And soon we will be able to do some crazy things, some beautiful things, some very amazing things. 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is unlimited in its power to heal, because it is unlimited in its power to save. What is there to be saved from except illusions? And what are all illusions except false ideas about myself? My holiness undoes them all by asserting the truth about me. In the presence of my holiness, which I share with God Himself, all idols vanish. There is nothing our holiness cannot do. What is there to be saved from but illusions? 39. My holiness is my salvation. Since my holiness saves me from all guilt, recognizing my holiness is recognizing my salvation. It is also recognizing the salvation of the world. Once I have accepted my holiness, nothing can make me afraid. And because I am unafraid, everyone must share in my understanding, which is the gift of God to me and to the world. This is beautiful. Our holiness is our salvation. Again, what is there to be saved from but our own illusions? Me and you are perfectly safe. We are sound. We are love. We are light. We are truth, infinite, forevermore. We are invulnerable. Therefore, there is nothing to be scared of at all. It's only whenever we are identified with the ego, which is identified with this body, which is what we think we are from time to time, that we believe that we need to be protected from something, or we judge the body, we judge someone else's body, or we judge how someone looks, or we judge them for what they have in this world. But all those concepts are meaningless. All that stuff does not mean anything, because you're not able to see them for who they really are. That body is nothing. It is temporary. It is just a learning device. It is a communication device. Now, what's happening, because our holiness is our salvation, whenever we save ourselves, because no one else could do that but you, because no one knows of the illusions that you've made in your mind but you, and they are there for you to look at, and you could either believe in them, therefore perpetuate their existence in your reality and continue to think that they're real and believe in them, and what you believe in you give reality to, you animate it, or you can see them for what they really are, which is nothingness, and forgive yourself for even having gone that route and separating yourself from the mind of God. Forgive yourself for judging yourself. Forgive yourself for judging others or condemning them, or talking behind their backs wrongfully, or anything that you know you need to forgive about yourself or anyone else. Do that internal work and look directly at the illusions that you made. And it's going to be challenging at first to do that, but once you do that, again, you will be set free. And now your holiness, again, is the salvation of the world, meaning every single person who's ever came across you, and let's just use people that you know, for example, in your immediate environment, the people that you live with, for example, or that you see on a daily basis, those individuals, they are in their own little world of illusions as well, and they have projected their judgments on you, whether you know that or not. They have projected their judgments on you and their guilt on you, and they've seen you for the body because they forgot that they were love and light, therefore they can't perceive that in you as well. And now they're in a prison that they've made for themselves, because they've done that not only to themselves and not only to you, but everyone they know. But by you shining your light and just being happy in their presence, and not even saying it with words, but emitting the intention and letting them know that you forgive them, and there is nothing that they did or can do that could hurt you or bring you down, and you just feel peaceful around them and you feel free and liberated, you allow them to be liberated as well, because now they understand that. And maybe they don't understand this consciously, but the deeper part of them understands, like, wow, they forgive me, they are not mad at me, they are free. And now you break that chain, and if they are aware enough of what's going on here, they don't even have to be aware, by the way, but they are going to release the chain that they've made in relation to you now. So now you just help that individual that you know become one person freer from what they were previously, because although they still hold all the illusions about everyone else, because you're peaceful around them internally and they could feel that, and they feel that you are not holding a grudge or a grievance against them for the judgments that they projected on you. You both now broke the chain and you feel free in each other's presence, because they know that you see the love and light in them for them, and they're not going to understand what's happening in that moment, but they are going to feel free around you. It's undescribable. You just set them free, and a part of them is going to set themselves free. They're going to forgive themselves, and they're going to break all the chains and see that it's possible to break the chains that they've made in relation to everyone else in their world as well. And keep in mind that all of this that we're discussing right now is going on way beneath the level of awareness that they can even comprehend. Even me and you, this has always been going on, but now it's only now that me and you are discussing this, being made aware of it, can we actually deliberately exercise this power. Before we knew about the things that we know, we were in a world of fear. That's the best way to describe it. We were in a world and in a prison that we made for ourselves, and we didn't know how to save ourselves because we were in this tiny little radar screen. But now that we have heightened our awareness and elevated to who we really are, we could see our little tiny world that we made from a bird's eye view, and we could pinpoint and spot effortlessly all of the people that we need to forgive. We could pinpoint effortlessly all the blocks in our consciousness that we have put up, all those barriers against love that we have put up. We can now pinpoint those, look at them for what they really are, and forgive them and forgive ourselves, and bring down that wall and be one less barrier free from allowing who we really are to flow through all the time. It's a fun game whenever you're made aware of what we know today, because now you could look at all your illusions that you've made about yourself and others and the world, not with fear, but you could look at them with love and excitement and go into that darkness with the cobwebs in your consciousness and shine the light on it and clean it out and restructure it and allow the love that is and always has been there to flow through there now. And you will just feel so liberated, so free, and there is nothing that I can say, or no words that a book could say, or no words that could be said in order to describe that experience. That's something that has to be experienced by you, and you alone have to do the internal work in order to get to that point. Regardless of if me and you are here together, although it does help with me being in your presence, helping you and you helping me in my presence release all the fears that we think we have, we are the ones who are doing it internally, because I can't do it for you and you can't do it for me. We have to be the one to embark on this journey within, and remember that we are home, we are love, we are light, we are as God created us, and we have always been as God created us. And in any moment we can't see that or haven't seen that, it is only because of our tiny little awareness. But because me and you have broadened our perspective so magnificently, we are able to see from a bird's eye view. And now not only can we see within ourselves, and now our world is purified and healed, but we can see for someone else as well and help guide them if they are willing and looking for the help. Because whenever you know that you have your holiness is your salvation, you understand that their holiness is also their salvation. And the only thing that they need to be saved from, and let's just use your mom, for example, or let's just use a brother or a sister or someone you really care for. Remember yesterday we discussed our why. Why are we even doing this? If wanting this state of mind is not strong enough, you have to want it because it will help someone else. Because whenever you're helped, other people get helped. So let's look at someone you love, for example, and use them for this analogy. They are going through their own little world of illusions that they've made, forgetting who they really are, and they forgot that they are holy. They think that they're the body, but because you are made aware of what we are discussing now, you can shine your holiness on them, reminding them of their holiness, and then they can save themselves because their holiness is their salvation. And you helped that process occur because of your remembrance. 40. I am blessed as a son of God. Herein lies my claim to all good and only good. I am blessed as a son of God. All good things are mine because God intended them for me. I cannot suffer any loss or deprivation or pain because of who I am. My Father supports me, protects me, and directs me in all things. His care for me is infinite and is with me forever. I am eternally blessed as his son. Now, before we conclude, I just want to say, like, that sounds very beautifully written and all, but I remember before I reached this state of mind that I'm currently at now, that sounded like something like, oh, that sounds nice. It didn't solve my problems. Um, and although it sounds very beautiful and conceptual, that is a fact. Everything that was just stated there, God does support us, protects us, directs us in all things. His care is infinite. All of that is not just very poetic sounding, it is really what's happening. And because we can't, here's what happens, okay? So at that point in my life, and I'm going to use me whenever I was asleep, but don't think of me, think of yourself whenever you're sleeping, and anyone else in that point in my life, whenever I was not aware of what I know now. It was only because, although I was still as God created me, because that cannot change, because truth is unalterable and unchangeable, although I still was who God created me as, I was identified with this body, aka the ego, i.e., that self that I made in my mind apart from the knowledge of who I really am. So I was thinking that I was his body, and I was thinking that I was this individual who was separated from the world. And although I wasn't using those words at the time, that's what I felt like. That's what I was feeling like. That's the fear, all the fear, the insecurities, or the doubts, or the lacks, or all those illusions that were going on my mind at the time were what was going on. And I've heard stuff like this at that point in time, like, oh yeah, God's care for me is infinite, it's with me forever, I'm eternally blessed as his son. I've heard things like that before, from different sources. But because of all those barriers that I put up and blocks in my consciousness and awareness that were not allowing that amount of love and knowledge and truth to flow into my life, I couldn't receive it. I couldn't be a receiver of the intention behind those words. So remember that what we're reading right now is not really words. These words are conveying an even deeper intention and meaning behind them. You got to read between the lines whenever you look at anything in this world or read anything, because everything in this world is just an idea, and it's emitting to you the intention behind that idea. For example, that mic right there, we see a mic with our physical eyes, but behind what we see with our physical eyes, that mic has an intention, that, and when we see it, that intention is being conveyed to us. Whenever we see the word freedom, the words mean nothing. freedom, like, those words mean nothing, but the intention that the words hold and are transmitting is what's more important. So again, whenever I was in that state of mind, reading something of this magnitude would not be able to be comprehended by me because I wasn't in the vibrational vicinity to receive this much love whenever I had so much blocks towards love up. And remember again, we don't use these words when we're asleep because we're so unaware. I didn't know I had blocks up towards love. I didn't know that I was not allowing all the love that was around me to flow through, all the blessings and all the money and all the relationships. All of that was there waiting for me at that time. But because I only had this tiny little limited awareness and consciousness, I could only hold that much. Because let's just use a bucket for example. Let's just say I have this a bucket this big. I can only hold that much water in it. But if I were given a bigger bucket, I could hold that much water. And although there's much more water to be held, only this, what I'm holding, this bucket, can hold this much water. Same thing with our consciousness, with our awareness, with our awareness of who we really are. If we think that we're this body, which is such a limited perspective of what's really going on here, we have this tiny ass little cup and we can't hold nothing. There's nothing that could be held in there. It's only this much amount of money, then we're capped. This much amount of relationships, then we're capped, and they only go so shallow. They're not going to be deep relationships or meaningful relationships at all because we have this tiny little cup. Keep that in mind. And we can only hold this much, and we're not aware of it. We're not calling it a cup. We're not calling it blocks to love. We are so unaware. We're just like zombies walking around, like we're just brain dead, literally like goldfish, and we think that that's life. But whenever you become aware that you are a valuable person, let's say, and although you're not aware of this information yet, but when you start evolving and you start doing more things and that gives you more confidence and you build up more confidence in yourself, your cup gets a little bit bigger. So now you're able to receive a little bit more money, a little bit more love, a little bit more relationship and friendships, and a little bit more of all the things that you desire. But still, your cup is only this big. Your bucket is only this big. But whenever me and you no longer have any bucket because we don't need one, we are just being flooded with all the joy that is all around us at all points in time. Do you hear the magnitude of that? That's very grand because now we don't even have a big bucket to hold. There is literally no bucket at all. There's no limits to the love that's flowing all around us. Now I am submerged in the water. I no longer have a bucket. I am submerged in the water. I'm submerged in the love. And this is and always has been possible. But because I was holding on to this tiny little cup, I was only able to receive that much, including knowledge and information. Remember, although I had a tiny little cup and I was only able to receive a limited amount of money and relationships and all this good materialistic stuff, that is the material side of things, but I was only able to receive direct proportion in relation to information as well. Meaning, again, going back to what I said about the statement in the lesson, his care for me is infinite and with me forever, and I am eternally blessed as his son. I wouldn't have been able to comprehend that. That would have just sounded like a poetic string of words to me, but I wouldn't have been able to receive the intention behind the words because they would not fit in this tiny little cup of mine. So let's really give this some thought today. Let's give the bucket analogy some thought and the cup analogy some thought. And we are going to leave here with this information that we have been discussing here is not like a high school diploma. Once you become enlightened, here you go, you're forever here. You're gonna fall back asleep. I fall back asleep, and that cup, how I said I'm being submerged right now, I'm gonna go back to holding the tiny little cup throughout the day, maybe, if I allow myself to, because this is something that you have to constantly consider. How do I feel? How do I feel? Am I awake right now? You have to be aware because it's only a tiny little instant that could pass by where something in this world that you have an emotionally charged energetic blockage towards Meaning, let's say that in simple terms so it makes more sense. Let's just say you see a person that you hold a grudge against, or you're on social media and you see something that pushes your buttons. It only takes that tiny little instant for you to see something that emotional charge is still there, that you haven't blown out yet, that will cause you to literally leave this station that we're on right now and go back to those lower states of consciousness. And then you will be unaware that you're there, and then you will operate from that frequency until someone snaps you out of it and wakes you back up. And this is why you have to constantly consider, am I awake right now? You have to be so aware to the point that you are directing your focus 24/7. You are accepting or rejecting any thought that comes to mind. If somebody says something and you're like, that's nice, I feel good with that statement, you can accept that. And whenever someone says something that doesn't make you feel so good, first of all, understand that you don't have to accept that and you leave it out. But second of all, ask yourself, why do I have that emotional charge to what they just said just now? I want to be free and liberated, meaning whenever something or someone says something or anything happens in my life, I am here anchored in enlightenment and in this awareness forevermore, because I am blessed as a son of God. I am woke as a son of God. I know who I am as a son of God. I am love and light as a son of God, and I am as God created me. Why do I not feel like that right now? And then come back to this video or go listen to an audiobook that you love that will help you wake up, or go read a book that you love, or go watch a movie, or go do something that's fun, go paint, go play football, go do something in this world that will bring that joy and restore that happiness back to you until you wake back up. And learn how to wake yourself up deliberately. You have to get so good at this to where you are aware instantaneously whenever you feel a gradual little decrease in your vibration. And if you were up here on 100 and you decrease to 2 points to 98, you have to be aware right then and there, because it's going to be easier for you to go 2 points up than decrease all the way to 50 and then go back up 50 points. If I'm driving the whip, right, and I am going 100 miles per hour, and then let's just say I put on cruise control, and 100 miles per hour on cruise control is wild, but we're just going to use this analogy. If I'm going 100 miles per hour on cruise control, right, and I'm driving, I'm looking at the road, but I'm not looking at the mileage per hour because I'm expecting it to be on 100 because that's what I set it at. Now let's just say that it begins to decrease, okay? And I am not aware that it's decreasing from 100 to 97, 98, 9 my bad. 99, 98, 97, 96. When I get to 96 and I become aware that I am not at full speed right now at 100 where I put the set point, I should do something at that moment to go back up to 100, which is a 4 point difference, rather than, like I said, decreasing all the way down to 50 and then having to work your way all the way back up. It's really unnecessary and needless, and your attention here is the most important part of everything that we just discussed here today. If you are not aware where your attention is flowing, remember, where your attention goes, that is where you go, because you as love and light and all that is wherever your attention is, because you are now no longer limited to this body. Any thought, I think I am there, like that, meaning I could be thinking about somebody and I will be there because I just tuned into their frequency. Although I'm sitting here right here in this chair discussing this with you, I could be thinking about somebody right now and boom, I just tapped in that frequency and I'm there because I understand that I am no longer limited to this body. And we are going to learn and discuss that later on down the road on how to use that superpower of ours. But right now, we can't really use that if we are unaware that we even have that ability. And we're not aware that we have any abilities whenever we forget who we really are and we think we're the body. Because what abilities does this body have? We think this body has the ability to pick things up, put them down, move stuff around. And of course, yeah, that's really all it could do, is move things around in this physical world. But whenever you release yourself from the attachment to being this person that you think you are, and you now remember who you really are, now you are as free as your imagination could go, and that's pretty free. So let's go ahead and conclude today's lesson right here. This was lesson 58, review of ideas 36 through 40 of A Course in Miracles. And until tomorrow, I will see you for lesson 59. And may we never be the same, and may we never fall asleep to who we are ever again.